Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner Classic Room Classics. This is episode number 3255, Doubleshot number 3149. This one here, first discussing another Spawn spin-off book. This one being from one of the several series for the most popular recurring characters in the Big of Spawn, that being Sam and Twitch. Sam is the chubby detective, Twitch is the guy with the glasses. This is basically the writer. Yeah, it's basically like a mystery thing. I probably am not using this cover because the cover is a bit grotesque, and I don't think YouTube likes having grotesque covers for thumbnails, so I may be using the Savage Dragon. I'm also talking about Savage Dragon as well here, because mostly put, this is because I'd rather not be offensive to people who actually watch this stuff. Like, oh, there's actually blood in this picture. I'd rather not have the thumbnail pulled. Like, yeah, that's the first one we're covering, yes, but that's not going to be my thumbnail. For the first time, I'm going to use Savage Dragon purely because the cover has got blood on it. Well, not my personal blood. It's basically part of the artwork. So this basically, the whole thing, this one's called The Writer, because people there's a serial killer in here where, by the way, not Spawn. Spawn does not really appear in this miniseries, surprisingly. It's where this person writes all over stuff like dead bodies, these various stuff, and Sam and Twitch are basically tasked to investigate this stuff. Also, basically, he's a meat grinder. You have Sam, meat grinder playing by himself with his partner, and he's basically hitting the arm with a big butcher's knife, a shove in a freezer. So basically you think like, oh, like because it's Spawn spinoff, you think, oh, maybe Al Simmons make a canon in this book. Nope. He is not. Oh, by the way, the writer of this, it is Luca Benigo, artwork by Luca Eberetta. Yep, that's pretty much basically who is the writer and artist of this book. And like I said, the whole purpose of this is basically to find a mystery with the serial killer here. If they do find the killer, that's it. Quick and simple. Not really much to say about that book, but it is pretty good. Next up, it is Savage Dragon: The End. No, it's not the end of the Trade Payback series. It's just the name of the story here. Yep. What this book contains issues 187 through 182 of Savage Dragon. A little fun fact, I actually caught up with this series just around the close period of time that these issues came out. Because, mostly put, basically, Dragon is in jail. Yeah, we still have Eric Larson writing artwork. Does not do the lettering here, that's done by somebody else. It does the inking. So basically, we have Malcolm hanging out here with Maxine. Also in here, like, there's like various basically where Malcolm basically after some, because the superhero stuff gets interfering in his personal life, he does eventually meet Maxine's parents, who don't like him because he's not Chinese. That's simply the reason for it. And well, they apparently don't want to see Maxine anymore, despite the fact that apparently Maxine is actually like a year older than Malcolm, and of course they did agree. Of course, he says, "I'll marry." Like basically, I can't marry him. But she said he will marry her, but after high school, and she agrees to that. No problem. Yeah, Maxine agrees to that, and she's still married to him this very day. Also, basically, we also have where Daredevil gets a little loose and stuff in here. Dragon himself basically he's ever been put on trial, so he's sentenced to be executed. Yes, despite also stopping a frickin' riot. Yes. So basically, he's pronounced guilty, despite the fact that, well, they point evidence to the fact that was different personality, but because basically they don't have the guy in front of them, they decided to convict him anyways. Allison, aka Dart, which of course basically there's a shark man in here, which of course, well, I think it was in the previous trade, I think it was, where she kind of like, she's like, Jill? I was like, no, Jill's my aunt. I'm Allison. And I'm here to kill you. Yep. Basically, the Claw shows up. Yeah, the Claw, an old enemy of Daredevil, which apparently, like, I guess buying Daredevil got Garrett Gloss got this guy too. He doesn't appear very much. Oh, and also the prison he's being kept in. Yeah, apparently a lot of the people he'll put away are actually in this very prison. And also Dragon's growing a white beard like he's Santa Claus. And of course there's a Sailor Moon joke in here. Because of course like they like Sailor Moon, and there's that. So does Dragon ever get executed? He kind of does, but doesn't die. Also, Malcolm's ex-girlfriend, she and Frank have their first child, a girl. And apparently, like, there's a shark man basically fights Dragon and gets his arm ripped off. So, Malcolm suggests basically that she moving with them. Until basically he basically like gets his own mindset, which he actually finds a good idea. Until basically he ends up seeing her around the house because he also lives there too. Yep. And then we have also where, get this, so Maxine and Malcolm go on a date where they go to a amusement park where basically Malcolm wins a whole lot of toys. He just kept winning. And then more monsters show up here. Well, and of course trying to kill Dragon. So then Allison kills the Shockman who killed her aunt. So, yeah, despite the fact that Dragon did not put down Ryan, they still want to execute him. Well, all it does, the execution, like, he doesn't necessarily die per se. Basically, what it does, it depowers him. Yep, Dragon has been depowered. Yep, and so basically they got him out of that prison because if he stayed in that prison, he would die. So he's basically sent to another prison. Yes. He also tells apparently the church apparently that worships him to stop worshiping him. Yeah. And then, of course, basically, like, Malcolm fights our creature here. Of course, Angel basically just crushes the guy with a freaking lamppost. Yeah, and then, of course, like, then Dragon basically overpowers the other people in the prison. Like, here's the deal. Everything I know, everything I knew, I know. Because I no longer have superpowers. Doesn't mean I've forgotten how to fight. No different. I can still kick butt at any 10 guys in here. So thinking I'm just some kind of cream puff. I'm not. And you really think you're kidding? You would have sucker punched 71-year-old Parkinson's afflicted Muhammad Ali and claim you're the new heavyweight champion of the world? You're gonna find some guy capable of fighting the same fight. Not braggart at this point. So I'd rather get your head handed to you by the guy who the shadow his former self. Do us a favor and save your trouble. Save me your trouble showing everybody just how pathetic you are. Are they giving trouble? No. No trouble at all. I think we're just giving a point. And that's it. That's it for Dragon. Yep. Gambit, really good issues here. Basically established the new status quo. Well, kind of in a ways, but there's that. But excellent stuff here for this one. And I give this book here a 10 out of 10. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to our videos. Next up, Usagi and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yep. It's going to be interesting, this one. Okay, next video. Bye.